I am a member of Oakland Acorn and a leader with SEIU. I am also a home care worker, and I am watching many of my brothers and sisters in labor losing their jobs to this great crisis that is threatening our community. Our next speaker has been working very diligently with Acorn and the community to address Oakland's growing housing crisis and getting right out there in the trenches with us. She knows how important this effort is, so we like to now bring up Councilmember Desley Brooks.
First, let me say thank you to Acorn and to Urban Strategies and the whole coalition who organized this press conference. They have been in the trenches doing this work far longer than any of the elected officials have. That said, I want to put in the spirit of Acorn a human face on this issue. The mayor is doing the Mayor's Toy Drive. We are having great difficulty in this season of sharing and giving, simply getting gifts to give to children in need. I'm doing a program that will adopt some children also for the holidays. And we ask people to write in to share their stories about why their children should be selected. Story after story told of people losing their jobs, about people who are losing their homes to foreclosure. And so there are major issues in our community. We have people who are being laid off every day. And so with that human face, we need to look at what are the solutions that we are going to be able to bring about to bear on this particular problem. We know that unemployment is at an all-time high. I had a constituent call me last week and said he couldn't even get through to EDD because the backlog is so heavy because people are losing their jobs. So we need an economic recovery package. We need to partner with Washington, D.C., but we also need to look locally at what we're going to do to make sure that we're addressing locally the problems that are happening here with the limited resources that we have. And so I am so pleased that the mayor is here this morning to stand with us to talk about a strategy that looks at every dime that comes into this city as a part of an economic stimulus package. That we need to look at all the resources that we have currently and what can we do differently, think creatively, to make sure that we are employing people who live and work in the city of Oakland. So from this moment on, we're going to stand together in that effort to create the change that we want to see right here locally. We can do that, and we don't have to go a single place to get that done. That said, we also need to partner with Washington, and we need to make them understand that the fixes that they create have to be for the people. For the people. When you look at the neighborhood stabilization program that was crafted by Congress, and not a single dime goes to keep people in place when they're losing their homes, something's wrong. And so we have to put that human face that I started talking about back and make sure that Congress understands that human face and that they work with the new president to push his package through. It is so important. People's lives are hanging in the balance. We've got to make sure we can take care of our people.
As other speakers have alluded to, one of the issues that we're dealing with is that the banks and lenders have left us with a real mess to clean up in the nation's urban areas. Just to use Oakland as an example, on any given day there are 2,000 vacant foreclosed properties in Oakland's neighborhoods. This stimulus package gives the President and Congress and all of us an opportunity to turn this mess into economic opportunity for the folks who most need that economic opportunity. The rehabilitation of those 2,000 homes would create 6 million hours in construction jobs and up to $50 million in multiplier effects for the local economy. You can multiply this by every urban area in the country to get a sense of the scale that we're talking about. Furthermore, as the mayor alluded to, and to carry on that theme, the work on these houses can create career paths into green jobs, into the construction sector. The 2,000 vacant homes in Oakland could create up to 3,000 entry-level pathways for folks who need the work, who are struggling the most in this time, and it can create stability for these neighborhoods and for these families going forward. And finally, as a nice side effect, we can use an investment in the rehabilitation of these foreclosed properties to create real asset building opportunities through, if we're creative about using both market rate and shared equity arrangements for housing. We can do what was not done by Wall Street and actually create economic opportunities, ladders, workforce housing for folks as a part of our stimulus package. So the work is there to be done. We certainly have the people who need to do the work. We know how to do it. What we need is the President and Congress to invest in this urgent work, increase funding for the rehabilitation of foreclosed homes, and make sure that we are creating housing that is permanently affordable for folks who need it in the neighborhoods that we work in and are so saddened to see in such precipitous decline as a result of past behavior, which we're about to correct. So thank you very much.
My name is Rebecca Kaplan, and I'm very honored to be Oakland's new City Council member-elect. I'm serving in the at-large seat beginning in January, which is the one seat that covers all of Oakland on the City Council. And I know that the challenges we are facing in Oakland provide us an opportunity to show leadership and to show transformation. It is true that we have a devastating foreclosure crisis in this city, and that foreclosure crisis is also a public safety issue because vacant houses become vandalized, become magnets for crime and blight. And so when we talk about, gee, how are we going to deal with public safety and our economy, it turns out that they are intertwined. And by working with leadership of our mayor, of our city council, of the coalition, and of our new president, Barack Obama, and his team, we can explain to people something that fundamentally they are open to in a way that we haven't seen recently, which is that the steps we take to secure our neighborhoods, to revitalize our communities, are also the steps that create jobs and strengthen our economy. And by creating programs to buy and rehab and re-inhabit properties and prevent foreclosures and deal with the properties that have already been foreclosed upon, we will stabilize neighborhoods, provide public safety, and create jobs.
My name is Marilyn Reynolds, and as Councilwoman Desley Brooks said, you have to put a face on it. And I'm a face of a citizen of Oakland who was in a crisis, and our mayor, Dellums, and Congresswoman Barbara Lee partnered with Acorn, and back in April, they came up with a wonderful solution. They had a workshop right here in this building, City Hall, and I attended that workshop. And it just so happened, of all the lenders that were invited, my lender came all the way from Cleveland, Ohio, and I got out of a terrible predatory loan. I was due to adjust probably about now and probably would be in foreclosure, but my lender, because of the efforts of the mayor of the city of Oakland, negotiated with me, and I was able to get out of an horrible adjustable rate mortgage to a 30-year fix, and they lowered my interest rate from 7.8 down to 5%, which caused me to be able to hold on. And we as citizens of Oakland need to do what we can to help ourselves. The mayor has said many times he doesn't have an S on his chest. He needs our help, and our council people need our help. And we should step up to the plate. I've been pulling in my neighbors, those who need help, and directing them to Acorn so that they can get the help that they need. Thank you.